Hey everybody, welcome to my next Interlude, the series where I show you guys some of the games I've been playing and tell you my thoughts. Today, it's Cannon Brawl. Cannon Brawl came out some time ago, has seen plenty of attention with a lot of very popular YouTubers, and I'll admit that I got into it because they did it. So we're going to go ahead and just do a battle versus AI. Not going to do anything special here. So, Cannon Brawl is one of those old school, does not have any of my saving? Okay, there we go. Cannon Brawl is one of those, old school, like, cannonade games. And by that I mean, if you guys remember, I remember playing this way back on, like, my friend's PDA back in the early 90s. I think I remember even older versions on very, very old computers. But either side would have, like, a tank or an artillery cannon or something, and you would take turns firing at each other, destroying stuff in the way, and eventually you'd hit their base and deal enough damage to it to explode it. Cannon Brawl is basically that same idea, except this game focuses more on the idea of which guns do you want to choose, and there is a quite wide variety of things you can do in order to beat the crap out of your opponent. So we're going to try some of those. Okay. So here we go. I'm playing the Prince, who is good because he repairs my own buildings. And I'm going to talk to you about how the game works as we go. So our goal is to destroy the enemy HQ, which is all the way over there. Now, you see this blue surrounding for my buildings, and that is my influence. That's about how far I'm actually able to build and do things. I can fly my little airship here about as far as I want to, but I'm only actually able to place down buildings and get stuff done immediately within my blue sphere of influence. Now, these buildings here that I'm building are mines. They do, as the name implies, mining things. They mine more and more stuff for me. They give me money, and I can use that money to make stuff happen. So what I'm going to make happen is I'm going to build this, laser here, and I'm going to fire it off. Now, all of this is done on a cooldown timer. So that laser will only be able to activate once every X amount of seconds. So I can't use it, forever. So every 11 seconds, I'm able to use that laser again. Unfortunately, I do not have enough influence to get to the set of diamonds. Diamonds have more money to them than standard gold, so I definitely want to take advantage of that. Now, the game is based on that whole use your... this is a really bad idea, by the way. I should not be doing what I just did. The game is built around this whole idea of build up and then also build things against your opponents, upgrade your stuff like that. So, for example, my opponent opted to build a shield, and shields are very good against lasers. They reflect lasers. On the other hand, what shields aren't good against are bullets. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to fire some bullets at him and hopefully eventually be able to get through his stuff. I'm also going to be upgrading my stuff here and hopefully get through his stuff before he gets through mine. That's at least the hope here. I want to get some gold here. Upgrade my laser because an upgraded laser is better than the laser I currently have. Does more damage, things like that. You can see how powerful that was, even though it did kind of fail just a little bit. So I'm barely holding my stuff together. I'm not the best player at this game. We're going to see if I can break through his shield. Can't quite do it. I need to upgrade this thing. I eventually want to upgrade this laser, but I have to be able to get through his shields before I'm going to be able to do much. So what I'm probably going to want to do is probably place another shield at the front here. That way I have multiple ways to stop his stuff, because he has some really obnoxious powers available to him right now. Let's go ahead and break through his shield here. There we go. And start breaking his stuff. Darn it, he just was able to get things going again. He got his shield up just in time to stop me from being able to do some pretty nasty damage. That's fine, though. We're still building. We're still going. Nothing's really stopping me right now. Unfortunately, that bomb that he just launched dealt a fairly sizable amount of damage to my mine down there, so we don't want to allow that to happen. Wasn't quite able to destroy his shield before his shield was able to be put up again, and that's absolutely fine. So the game is, okay, that it's gonna get through, and there's nothing I can really do about it. So we need to get more, influence over there, because I need this money. You know, you really have to, really focus on, having infrastructure and having money, and I'm just doing a really bad job of that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna, do this and hopefully not blow up. Damn, that was really bad. He was able to get his shield up just in time. Not that it matters all that much, because I was able to get through and stop him from doing an incredible amount of stuff. He's still, throwing those bombs at me. Just got rid of another one of my, camps, but that's fine, because I just got rid of his shield. And now I'm probably going to be able to start popping shots on his castle there, which is my ultimate goal, and fortunately did not quite hit where I was aiming for. That's fine. So we're just going to keep on firing, and this is the game. It's, you know, how fast can you beat your opponent, and can you stop him from beating you? I think at this point I have come to a turning point where I'm going to be able to beat him. Just the question is, how fast can I beat him? That's what we're going to find out. I'm actually going to be steadily breaking his stuff. Now, what you see in the lower left here, which has not become much of an issue for me, is something called Bombard Power. It's a skill that a lot of people get very upset about. People aren't very happy that this skill exists. What Bombard Power does is, we're going to go ahead and put one of these right here, and I'm going to start another laser assault on another front here. What Bombard Power does is, if you happen to be losing and taking a lot of damage to your buildings or to your base, you will get to bombard eventually. And what Bombard does is it causes you to launch a very large, basically airstrike against your opponent. And that airstrike does a very large amount of damage, basically breaks all of their crap. And unless you're actually set up particularly well, you're not going to be able to come back from that, particularly easily at least. I mean, it is possible to come back from a bombardment, but it's definitely not the easiest thing to do. We're going to pop that here just to stop that bomb from moving too far forwards. This guy is pretty much hosed. I just have to get the final shots off on him. You'll notice his base on the right-hand side is taking a spectacular amount of damage. I haven't been doing a really good job of stopping these bombs from getting in, but at this point, I'm basically just building stuff just to make sure that those bombs don't get to me. And pretty much everything in this game has a counter. There's something else that works very well against it. So, for example, shields work very well at stopping cannons from coming in, and they work amazingly well against lasers. But what they're not particularly good at is bombs, because bombs just kind of wander on through. So that was a pretty decent game of Cannon Brawl. They're not amazingly long, and there's stuff the game does to give you just I don't know what's going on there. There's stuff the game does to give you more entertainment. So there's the adventure mode, which has both a regular campaign and what they call nightmare mode. And in the adventure mode, you go level by level, gradually beating your opponents that all have their own strategies. It gradually introduces new cannons to you over the course, and you unlock those. You need to actually, I think, play the game in order to unlock them over time, even to play in multiplayer, if I remember correctly. You'll notice that there are medals here, so for medal for victory, medal for APM, medal for speed. So if you're the completionist type like I am, you'll want to go through and pick up every single one of those medals. There's also multiplayer online, which works spectacularly well as far as I'm aware. There's ranking systems, there's level ups, you have you earn experience that you get to spend in the armory over here to unlock cool new buildings, most of which I don't have. Unlock new characters that do something slightly different from the main characters that you have, all kinds of cool stuff. We'll go ahead and do just another battle versus AI real quick. Go ahead and use my gamepad. I'll go ahead and pick a different champion. So you have the Princess, who's your starting character. Cooldown times are 15% shorter. You have the Prince, who heals the buildings nearest to his airship for 6 HP per 10 seconds. People like to use him a lot. The Driller blasts a hole in the ground every 75 seconds. I'm not really happy about that. The Minions, is all damage to terrain is increased by 50%, so you get to blow up, like, the ground more. And fall damage for his buildings reduced by 50%, so if you blow up the terrain beneath him, the buildings, as they fall, take less damage. We also have the King, who gains a shield ring around his airship every 35 seconds. It stacks up to 3 times. He can block shots. We're going to go ahead and take him because he's a little bit interesting. You only get him for beating the game. And then we just choose what we're going to have. So I could random up, but I don't really like the idea of randoming too much. So I think we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go to the Accelerator. And I'll do a little bit more of a passive approach. So we won't go, we won't necessarily go for the outright win like we did just now. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to take the bank, which says that I get to buy my opponent's buildings. So that's going to be very important. We're going to take the shields because we're going to need it. And I think what we might also take is the, probably the repair center, because we're going to need that. So I'm going to take a very passive approach to this. We're facing the Taskmaster, who's a character I don't know. Destroy the enemy HQ as usual, and we're going to want to, start building up. And the way you act really has this major effect on how the game runs. You're going to really, your opening moments are really a huge deal, because you are the person who decides if you win or lose in a very real way. We're going to want to get this bank, so I'm going to start buying this guy's buildings right out from underneath him, which is going to be very cool. The problem is I do have to pay for them, so we're going to go ahead and I could bribe his castle, is a thing that I could bribe, but I don't think that's a good idea. We're going to go ahead and wait. Now, this bank is giving me money, so I will be able to use that to protect myself at least just a little bit. Let's go ahead and do this. So he's building a bank, and he's already upgraded his bank too. So this guy's doing a somewhat similar thing to what I'm doing. Just unfortunately, he's doing a little better. So he just bribed this thing right here. He's bribing my shield, trying to get his way through, which I'm not particularly appreciative of. Let's go ahead and upgrade my bank, and we're going to see if we can maybe buy something of his real quick. I can't really do too much because I don't have the range. So right now, we're just waiting. We want to get these upgrades done as soon as humanly possible. Let's see if we can upgrade and bribe his bank. I need 25G to do it. We're going to go ahead and throw a bribe in his direction. Looks like he doesn't have any attacking things, so he's kind of going in the same direction I am, which is cute. It's a very weird thing, because typically that's not how this works. He just converted this building to his. That's fine. We're going to convert his bank to mine. That is the plan, at least. Let's go ahead and keep on bribing his bank. Now, keep in mind, he can't stop me from bribing his bank. It's not a thing he's allowed to do. So, this is not going to be a thing he's going to be able to just go, bleh, you can't do this. I'm going to really be able to stop him here. Let's go ahead and continue bribing his bank. Now, keep in mind, he's trying to do the same thing to me. So, I've got to really outpace him when it comes to bribery. Make sure that I'm doing this stuff better than he is. We're going to upgrade that, which makes that thing, I think, work a little better, but also it's going to take a lot more for him to be able to bribe. And then we're going to go ahead and steal his bank real quick. And now all of a sudden I have that. That's mine. He's going to have to bribe this thing back if he's going to want to do anything. So now we're going to start counter-bribing him. We're going to start winning this because I'm going to make sure I have more money, that I'm going to be doing more stuff. He's going to continue to bribe my big bank here. He apparently got his bank back, which I'm very upset about. But that is absolutely fine by me. Let's go ahead. We're going to bribe his gold-generating units. Keep in mind, just like me, he is generating gold from other things. He's about to take this, unfortunately. I'm very close to losing this thing. So we're going to see what we can take from him before he has a chance to get rid of this bank, because I'm going to have to earn it back from him. Gradually upgrading my banks. Could probably buy another one to kind of increase my steal speed from him. I really want to get rid of that bank. He just stole mine, but that's fine because I just stole his. And now I'm going to start re-bribing this bank. I'm going to get this bank back from him. We just want to make sure we're going to destroy his economy is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that he does not get a chance to do basically anything. What I really should be doing is tossing an accelerator down here, which would speed up the rate that my banks become available to bribe. So I just, did I not steal that? Wow, that was just outside of steal territory, which is really irritating. That's absolutely fine, though. We're definitely going to take him out. There goes that bank. And we're going to start bribing his, start bribing that money mill. He's not going to get any money from basically anything for the duration of the game. Let's go ahead and toss another bank down. Remember, banks are earning me money. Now, keep in mind, they're doing the same thing to him, so we need to make sure that I'm getting rid of the banks that he has available to make sure he can't do anything. You do passively gain money, of course. That is something that, that does happen, so I can't just stop him from gaining money for the most part. Okay, let's go ahead and take this back. That's mine. Thank you. Let's go ahead and take that. And now that he has nothing, we're just going to go ahead and bribe his castle. You'll notice that I'm making just an absolute ton of money, and I'm going to use that to my advantage. Now, you'll also notice there's nothing stopping me from encroaching upon him, because he doesn't have any, buildings that can attack me. So as long as I can make money... Fine. As long as I can make money, I can continue to just bribe the hell out of him. So I'm just very likely to keep building accelerators out to here and keep on building banks that are able to bribe his castle, and I'm just going to win. Every bank that I build is going to make me money, and all this money is going to go towards just bribing the hell out of his castle. He's going to lose very, very swiftly here. You'll notice that these things are coming off of cooldown remarkably quickly. Now, the strategy that I went for here was a very stupid strategy. I'm amazed that it worked. The only reason this worked is because he went for the same thing, and frankly, it's a medium computer, so I won because I play better. But, you know, there's no real reason that I should have won that, because that was just really, really bad. Woohoo! I spent a lot of gold. Nobody destroyed any buildings. 16 actions per minute. There you go. Apparently there's a strategy guide. Nah, I can't use it, though. Okay, so I gained 31 experience. I'm leveling up. Eventually, I'll get to Rear Admiral, and that unlocks its own something or other, and that's about it. Game is quite fun. I definitely recommend it. I don't know off the top of my head how much it costs, but, you know, there you go. I would recommend going and looking up Cannon Brawl for yourself. It's definitely a fun game. There is plenty of multiplayer to be had. There's ranking systems. You can challenge a friend. There's even local multiplayer. So if you have a controller like I'm playing with, or if you want to play mouse and keyboard controller or something like that, you can play with multiple people, which is quite fun. So I definitely recommend doing that. And folks, I will catch you next time. Thanks for joining me.